Madison and Ryan, good to see you both. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks for having
Thanks
us.
for having us. Excited to be here.
This is exciting. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you're part of one of the biggest kind of like horror movie franchises, and spooky season is like the best season, and congratulations. Well, I do want to kind of ask you both this. We'll start with Madison. I mean, there's two things at play, right? You're part of an incredible kind of world with the Conjuring, and you're part of a flashbacks like kind of scene, right? So
Yeah.
those are two different things, right? So what is that kind of preparation mindset like with those two things? Because it's both exciting, but they're both different too, right? But I find they
Yeah.
both come together as well.
Yeah, they do. I think there was very big shoes to fill. And for me, I just wanted to do the story justice, the world justice, Lorraine justice, Vera justice. So it was a lot of doing the research about the real Warrens and the real Lorraine, and then also really studying Vera's performance. She's so incredible. So I just wanted to try to tap into the energy that she's brought to the franchise as much as possible.
Absolutely. Orion?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think it is such a mix of real people and also, Patrick Wilson and what he's done to create, Ed Warren that we've all come to love and, appreciate on the big screen. I do think, kind of to your point, the interesting, like being the younger version of them is such an interesting thing. And I hope that the audiences will be able to enjoy that a little bit more to kind of see a glimpse into, oh yeah, they weren't always the same people. Like, everybody changes, everybody learns, everybody grows. So I think it's going to be a very cool moment for everybody to see this version as well.
Absolutely. Madison, take me through that first day on set, because that first day is always crazy, especially with something like this where the scale is so big, because everything was kind of done, right? Everything that could have been done was done. The
Yeah.
conversations are done. The wardrobe, the kind of figuring out the vibe, that's all done. So you're there, right? Take me
Yeah.
through that, given what I just said with all the preparation, that
Oh
first
my
day.
gosh. Well, it's incredible. I mean, as you mentioned, you're working with people of such amazing caliber who have such great books of work that they've done. I remember walking into the soundstage for the first time and just seeing the set builds, and they were so incredible, and there was so much detail and specificity. It was amazing. And then sitting down to actually do our first scene it was wild. Everything, it felt so real, and they do such a good job of building that world that as an actor, when you're finally there in the setting doing the scenes, it just feels incredible and the energy is amazing. And actually, during our first scene, our first take, there was a very Conjuring-esque moment. We were running through the scene, and there's sort of a pause in the dialogue, and a door behind us just swung open, completely unprompted, unscripted, and just goosebumps everywhere. And it was crazy. It was like, okay, welcome to The Conjuring.
I
We're ready to
love
go.
that. That's like the best. I feel like that's gonna happen. We're gonna look
Yeah,
back though, and someone's gonna be like, "Yeah, yeah, it was a crew member that pranked you both."
yeah, probably.
But we can believe, yeah, absolutely. Orion, I do want to kind of ask you as well, because you did talk about the beginning of like playing the young version of like people like have researched a lot. We've seen the movies and everything, and I'm kind of wondering like everything in the horror movie supernatural world has been heightened. We've had that content forever, right? But in the last 5 to 10 years, it's been heightened. It's been more popular. It's bigger, right? When do you start thinking about that as an actor, from an acting storyteller perspective, that you're working in like the horror movie genre, the supernatural genre, where it's like it is a different game compared to like 5, 10 years ago? It's interesting, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's very popular right now, and like for good reason. I think it's a very exciting genre, and exciting not only from an actor perspective, but from an audience perspective as well. Like I love going and seeing scary movies, and I think they're especially good in the theaters. And I think people like going and seeing them live with other people, and that has so much energy, in the room. So I mean, being a part of that as an actor on set, everything is heightened as well. So that's like another cool aspect is when you're going for it, you're going for it. Stakes are life and death. This isn't, a rom-com where it's like, oh, might lose the girl. It's like, no, this is the highest stakes that it ever gets. So like being a part of that is just very cool. And I think audiences feel that. And I think that's why it's grown to be such an incredible genre as well.
And Madison, given kind of what Orion just said and like the, ride that the audience goes on and people are on the edge of their seats while they watch horror movies, because I love horror movies because it's like I feel like I'm on a roller coaster when I watch them. I think I'm strapped in, the adrenaline.
Yes.
And I know from an acting perspective, Madison, you try not to do this, but I'm also asking more from like being at lunch, base camp, video village, side conversations. Because I know when you're an actor, you're just focusing on playing these characters and you're in the zone. But are you ever conscious of the audience member watching The Conjuring while you're like this movie while you're making it, or is that something that happens a little bit kind of after you wrap, so to speak?
I mean, I think to a certain capacity, yes, you're making this movie for people to enjoy. And I think really wanting to sell that and to sell this world and to invite people into the world is definitely something I think about. And specifically playing a character who's been established before, thinking about the relationship the audience has to the Warrens and to Patrick and Vera's version of the Warrens, that was definitely top of mind, and really wanting to, not stray too far from that so the audience feels connected to us as them as well, for sure.
Absolutely. And then same question for both of you before we wrap up here. There's obviously going to be like, this is, The Conjuring, The Last Rites, right? So this is like its own movie. It's like a different story and it goes back and forth and there's flashbacks, which is so exciting. But I kind of want to know from both of you, what specifically could people look forward to, whether it's with your storyline or just in general with this film, that might be a bit different or, more heightened, like we said in this interview, compared to the other Conjuring films? Like, Orion, is there anything you could say in regards to that? Well, big spoilers.
Yeah, I think without spoilers, we can just say like it is definitely like a culmination of all the things that have led up to this. Like there are, Easter eggs. There are these things that big fans of the universe will get such great satisfaction from. So I think that's going to be a major takeaway from audiences seeing this movie.
Absolutely. Madison?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Orion just said it perfectly, but yeah, I think this is the big finale and everything's heightened and everything's big, but there's also lots of things in there that I think will make fans feel really seen. And I definitely think fans were in mind when making it too.
Absolutely. Can't wait for people to see it September 15th in theaters. It's going to be like, you know what? It's so crazy too, right? Because it's like, do you find this very quickly? I lied when I said that was the last question. It's not the last question.
No, we can keep going. I got time.
Here's the thing. Like, and I'm also like a big music guy, so like I feel like it's the same thing with like when I found out some of my favorite bands were coming on tour, right? Like the announcements of things are its own event, right? Like when it was announced that this movie was coming out in September, a couple of months ago, that was its own announcement. Do you think about that at all? Like, we're like announcements of things are its own like thing and like event. Like, it's cool, right? Like the movie's not even out yet, and like people are freaking out that in 3 months they could see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like honestly, it didn't really hit me that the announcement of it all didn't really hit me until it was announced. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. This is so exciting. And then photos came, and to like kind of the infectious energy of fans were excited. That makes me excited. So I think I'm right along the ride with you.
Absolutely.
I agree. I love the hype up. I love the like, because it's like a release of a teaser and then a trailer. And then we got like the tickets now teaser. And it's like, so many cool, and the little like scenes,
popcorn bucket,
and these little photos and like different posters. I love all the hype.
It's like a wave pool, right? Like all these different. The Conjuring Last Rites, September 15th in theaters. They can check it out. Orion, Madison, good to see you both. Thank you so much for your time and congratulations.
Thank
you so much. Good to see you.
Awesome. This has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes, and Popternative.com has a lot of cool things as well. Until next time, this is Orion Smith and Madison Lawlor and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.